my shoes, my documents, files. Some of these files that they confiscated are original files, and they contain my father's last will and testament, bank papers, Federal Government of Nigeria contracts, dating World Health Organization documents, agreements, certificate of occupancy, land papers. There is over 7 square kilometers of land that my father acquired. The documents, the police confiscated it. Estate documents, they confiscated it. Purchase documents, purchase contracts, debt papers, passports of my children, shipping documents, medical documents that belong to me, my children, they confiscated it. Oh God. They confiscated engineering papers on Turkey Industries and war machines that belong to my father. Pure Ezebuiro pressure vessels, they confiscated it. Documents on the Just Tannery, Warri, Port Harcourt, Kaduna oil pipeline, designs and engineering documents done by my father and his associates, they confiscated it. University of Nigeria and Soka Faculty of Engineering construction documents, Asaba Textile Mill documents, Golden Guinea Mwahe documents, etc. They confiscated all these things. They just want to ruin my life, to make my life miserable, so that I can be frustrated and abandon my children and run away like they forced their mother to run away, so that they can have free access to sexually abuse my children, to molest my children, to treat my children like beasts. That is what they want to do, but it will not work. The Holland, I have not told you that the government of Holland forced Mother Gloria to flee from Holland. She was forced to seek refuge in France. In 2010, after her last 2 children were taken away from her, making it in a total of 4 children that was taken away from her, she was completely heartbroken and dispirited, naturally. Sometime in August 2010, the older son Vincent escaped from the ZORG, from an incarceration camp of the ZORG. This boy escaped with blood dripping from his anus. Blood dripping from his anus. The boy ran away from the ZORG. ZORG is another child protection organization. Why? Because he was repeatedly raped. Mother Gloria pursued her son, and that time the boy was only 13 years old. And both of them ran away and found help in France. The French government gave them the refuge, care, and sense of humanity and dignity that Holland, their own birthplace, their own homeland, denied them and stole from them. While Vincent and Arisa were being raped, when Vincent and Arisa is also the younger sister of Vincent, when Vincent and Arisa were being raped, I wrote a series of letters to the ZORG. Series of letters. I wrote letters to the RAAD for the Kinderbeschernming. I wrote letters to the court seeking help, seeking their intervention, seeking protection for these children and for their broken mother. But these people swept all my letters under the carpet. I can still find some copies of these letters. My brother, my sister, there is cruelty, there's evil, there's wickedness, there's abomination against children and their families, against homes instituted in this country. Those who are involved in these ruinous crimes against mankind will not go scot-free. May God, may man, may our ancestors, may heaven and earth punish them. May they bring them to a swift ruin. May destruction sweep them. It shall never be well with them. It shall never be well with anybody who has joined hands to do this evil and to institute pain, agony, suffering upon my children and upon my family. Evildoers and wicked people they will face their judgment in this life. And in the life hereafter, they shall not go scot-free. Judgment will come upon them. Words cannot describe the agony, pain, and trauma I and my family face. We have endured hell. God. I want to say something. Holland. It has not been. It's just a couple of decades ago that this same country was occupied by the Nazi regime. The people of Holland suffered the same type of cruelty, pain, agony, and misery and losses that they are now inflicting on myself and on my children. Holland should not forget how the world and humanity, men of all race, from Africa, from America, from Asia, from Europe, men who believe in honesty, men who believe in integrity, men who believe in fairness, men who believe in the dignity of man, came to their rescue and liberated them from the crush of misoriented sense of superiority or inferiority complex. Holland should never forget their history. The government of Holland must understand that no child is more valuable than another child. All children deserve equal rights to equal childhood and decent parental and family relationship and upbringing. Our children are our future. I don't know about white people. I am an Igbo man. For us, our children are our future. Our children are our security. When we get old, we don't live in Biyad Hag house. We live in our home. We are taken care of by our children. When you spoil our children, you are spoiling our future. When you spoil our children, you are spoiling our security. You are telling us that we are worthless and that we should die worthlessly. Please, I am begging you. I'm begging you. Look, help me, please. Help me share this video. Just keep sharing it. Share it until it gets to the relevant authorities. Until my children are returned to me. Until my children and my family get justice. Yes, share it. There's no compromise here. Without my children, my life is meaningless. I have no life without my children. With my children, it's only with my children that my life can be complete. For the past, since 2010, I have had no life. I've been roaming. Look at where I'm staying. Look. This is why I'm making this video now. I don't have a place. It is middle of the cold. It is winter. You can see where I am. I have no home. I am begging you, I'm begging humanity. Please come to my rescue. Thank you. You can reach me on my telephone number. I will show it to you. My telephone number is 06, that's a 31 for Holland, 685 747 333. That is 0685 747 333. My email address is emeka.ezebuiro@yahoo.com. That is Emeka Ezebuiro. I will spell it for you. I'll spell it in Dutch. E for Edward, M for Maria, E for Edward, K for Kennedy, A for Anthony, E for Edward, Z for Zachariah, A for Edwards, B for Bernard, U for Utrecht, E for Isaac, R for Richard, O for Orange. Apostolstache, yahoo.com. Emeka Ezebuiro@yahoo.com. Please try whatever you do for me. I don't know. I don't have anything to pay you back. Only God will reward you. I'm not alone in this. There's hundreds of families who are broken in Holland. There are hundreds of immigrants who are suffering, but they are too afraid. Just like I have also been too afraid. I have also been consumed by fear, to talk, to speak out. I only had to come out at a point because if I don't do anything, my children will be ruined totally. There are hundreds of people. There are so many people who are suffering even a worse situation than myself here in Holland. Most of them are immigrants. Most of them are poor people, both white people, both black people, especially black people. They are suffering. The two older children of Mother Gloria Seydorf, they suffered it. They suffered it. I witnessed it myself, how these children were raped, were abused. Vincent was isolated at a point because he used a plastic knife to stab one of the men who came to rape him in the night. They put him in isolation, and even in that isolation, they kept on raping this boy. I don't understand. It beats my imagination. I can't understand it. I have no understanding for this type of things. Somebody should explain to me. I'm not. If the people of the land think that it is okay for men to be with men, for women to be with women, if they think it is that homosexual practice is okay, lesbianism is okay, that it is okay for a man to be with a dog or a cat or an animal, or for men, full-grown men, to be with children, if they think it is okay, that is okay for them. I'm not here to change the law, to quarrel with the culture or the ways of life of Dutch people or Holland people. No, I'm only saying, if it is okay with you, do it among yourself. Don't bring it to my children. Don't bring it to me. I have a different right. I have a different value system. I have a different right. I have the right to live my own life, just like you have the right to live your own life. You cannot take my children and abuse them sexually. You cannot take my children and give to other people and then shatter my life. I didn't have children because what kind of a thing is this? How can you take somebody's child and you give it to another person? And then that person is abusing that child. And that person is lying to that child because the person does not. Can you imagine the foster parents don't want to share my children with me? They don't want to share my children with me. They said it clearly to the people of the RAAD from the Kinderbeschernming that they will not share my children with me. My own child. They were not there when I gave birth to my children. What kind of life is this? What type of people am I dealing with?